Hey! Only Friends, episode 4. The mess is just getting even more outrageous. We start off episode 4 pretty freaking heavy. So we've got Ray just bare cheeks in a dry bathtub. This is 2 years ago, by the way. He's just going through a lot of emotions, and he decides he's over it. He calls Mew. It makes more sense of why Ray is so stuck on Mew. Mew was there for him in his darkest time, in his most vulnerable time, in a time where he really needed somebody. So it makes sense why Ray liked Mew. Makes total sense. The problem we have, Ray decides to confess his feelings and they do kiss, but Mew rejected that ish. So they kiss and Mew is basically like, yeah, I don't feel that way about you. I want to be besties and I want to keep it that way. Which, period. Mew set that boundary. Ray, you should respect that. So, of course, they kissed, and Boston's messy ass. Boston, I don't know what kind of freaking friend Boston is, because this man saw that and decided to pull out his phone and take pictures and record. Like, sir. We get back to present day, and we left off on episode 3 of Ray kicking Sand to the curb to go pick up Mew because he was locked out of his apartment. Ray ends up giving Mew Sand's little poor boy t-shirt. Things seem fine. They hop in the bed. We're going to bed. All right. Very much best friend behavior. And then the camera, we was lingering a little too long. And I literally was like saying, I was like, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Ray decides, oh, this is a wonderful opportunity. Let me just go ahead and kiss him while he's sleeping. No. Obviously, Mew was upset, as he should be. And Ray's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm still in love with you, da 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 da. But it's like, Mew's like, girl, I told you 2 years ago. I keep telling you. I'm not feeling you like that. This relationship, strictly platonic. And Ray, this episode, Loki, was pissing me off because he was giving me, like, I don't take no for an answer. Which, he's been doing that anyway in the other episodes with Sand. Every time Sand was trying to set a boundary, Ray is always like, oh, please, 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 please. Like, Ray never takes no for an answer from anybody. And it's like, sir, you don't just get to have everything you want just because you want it. Like, that's not how this works. This man is never sober. So, low-key, I understand why the friends be like, please, leave me alone. Because that's probably annoying as hell. Like, this man is always under the influence. Which, from his perspective, I can have empathy for him because he has a lot of emotional and traumatic things that he needs to deal with. It's like, sir, you need to deal with that. Even though he's pissing me off, I have empathy. And I feel like he's going to do Sand hella dirty because he's just going to replace Mew with Sand. I do feel like Sand might help Ray with his emotional baggage that he needs to unpack. I feel like he's just gonna put everything on Sand, and I don't know if Sand is going to be able to handle Ray mentally and emotionally. Ray got a lot going on, and I'm sure Sand has picked up on a little bit of that because he can clearly see that he has a problem. Like, he's literally told him, you need professional help. I will say, I loved the scene where they went to the guitar shop and the record store. They ate. That was cute. That was cute. But the problem is they keep trying to give us these cute little scenes of Ray and Sand. And I know Ray is going to do Sand so dirty emotionally. Probably mentally too. Because that's just what Ray is given. So I'm intrigued to see how this relationship is about to play out. Girl, I'm scared for Sand, girl. I'm scared. Boston and Nicholas. Hot ass mess express number 2. Because what the hell are they doing? So Nick has just been listening to this audio on repeat. Sir, I need you to get a hobby. Boston is still stringing him along. So Nick has audio, which he could use to his advantage. You know, he's got the upper hand right now. Instead, this man decides to go through Boston's phone and get Top's contact. Number one, girl, why didn't you tell Mew? If you were going to tell somebody, it should have been Mew. So he decides to meet up with Top and basically tell Top, oh, leave Boston alone, stay away from him, blah, blah, blah. And obviously Top is like, girl, I don't want your man. Your man is chasing me. I told your man to leave me alone a long time ago, and he won't take no for an answer. What you should have did was get that Mew contact, because it was right there. I saw it. You should have met up with Mew, because you could have blew both their spots up. And then he tells Sand about the recording and that he bugged his car, which I think out of everybody, Sand probably is the best person to tell information like that too, because I feel like he would actually keep it a secret. The only thing, he's like the only other person that really has beef with Top, because we find out that some of us were correct. Top stole Sand's ex. Hopefully they get more into that, because I would love to know how that went down. And then Nicholas, like, you pissed me off, because girl, really, you went through all of that for that? No. With Top and Boston, let me hit on this real quick. I feel like there's way more with Top and Boston than what we've been given, because Boston is a little too gone off Top for them to have only just like slept together and that's it. I hope we get more info on Boston and Top, because also, like, when Mew and Top were walking around like the hotel and Mew was like, oh, a photo booth, like, was that your idea or whatever? And Top was like, oh, was that Boston's idea? Because Boston is really into taking pictures. He's really into photography. So it's got me thinking, were Top and Boston just was it a little more? We also find out that Top dabbles into the unicorn dust, which not uncommon for wealthy people to dibble and dabble in things of that nature. The problem is when Mew was like, oh, I'll sleep with you if you stop doing drugs. Number one, what? Number two, all this man did was dump out that singular packet of unicorn dust, and it was like, oh, game on. That does not mean that he quit. That just means he threw away this one singular packet. So that was just like, girl, what? I definitely feel like Mew knows way more than he lets on about pretty much every freaking situation, because he be asking like the most specific questions. It's like he asks questions that he low-key already knows the answer to. When they were in Top's hotel room, all that stuff that was on the mantle, what was so significant about that airplane? Like, he picked that up and was like, oh, what's the B stand for? And who gave it to you? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, Mew, I feel like you already know where this airplane came from. I feel like Mew knows about Boston, especially if Boston and Top used to be more than what they're giving us, which I feel like they were. Mew is an extremely observant person. Also, when Mew and Top were in their, oh, no secrets, let's be honest era, why wouldn't Top just come clean about everything? Because low-key, I feel like Top was lying about that plane. And unless the ex that he stole from Sand is the one who gave him the plane and his name really is Boeing, why wouldn't he just come clean about Boston? Because I feel like that moment was Mew giving to either come clean about the situation with Boston or Mew knows something else that we don't know yet. And also, I want to know what was in the video that Boston showed Top, because there's no way that that kiss from 2 years ago is what made Top sleep with Boston. Like, what else did Mew do? Because then Top was like, oh, did you guys only kiss? Are you sure that's all that happened? So there's a lot of information that we still do not know, because I still maintain that Mew is playing some type of game, but I don't know what the game is. I don't know what the prize is either. And I do think that Top likes Mew more than Mew likes Top. I don't think that Top expected that he would like Mew as much as he did, because I don't think that Top's ultimate goal anymore is just to sleep with Mew. Something else with Ray that I forgot to mention earlier as to why I feel like Ray is so down bad for Mew. Again, Mew was there for him at his lowest moment. But also, like when they were on the little camping trip, that scene where like Mew gives Ray the keychain and he's like, oh, like you shine bright, you're like the star or the sun or something, like you're a ray of sunshine. I feel like Ray thinks that Mew is the only person that sees him for the person that he is underneath the substance abuse. At this point, Ray and Sand are the only people that I'm hoping that something works out. Ray, he needs help, one, which of course he needs to want to help himself, obviously. I feel like he just needs somebody to actually try to really understand him. Boston, at this point, high-key doesn't even deserve anyone right now. The way he's shaking and moving, like the way that you're just so willing to cross your friends, betray your friends, get dirt on your friends, and shell it out for personal gain, that's not cool. Although we do find out that his father is a politician, so it does make sense why he always does that, because you never know. You know, politics is real dirty. So like from that perspective, I get it. But also, like, why are you being like that towards your friends? Low key, Nick, I don't think you need to be in a relationship either, because you doing stuff that's a little scary. Listening devices, low key stalking, that's not healthy either. It's not good. So I don't think y'all really need to be together at all. And then Mew and Top, something about them just doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know what it is. Low key, I don't even think Mew likes Top for real, but the acting is a solid 10 out of 10. Like, they eating these rolls up. I am thoroughly entertained. Y'all keeping me on my toes. Saturdays can't come fast enough. I'm constantly wondering what's gonna happen next. OnlyFriends is eating the girlies up. But yeah, those are my thoughts on OnlyFriends episode 4. Day 8, as per usual. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let's chat it up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.